The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, all rats. One of Detroit's most iconic eateries is closing again due to rodents.
Yeah, hopefully you're not snacking right now. Lafayette, Coney Island received a concerning report from the health department, and you may recall this is not the first time. Who can forget this video circa 2022?
Everywhere. And these is not mice, these is rats.
Rats found feasting inside Lafayette, Coney Island, downtown Detroit. You know the one with the rivalry with neighboring American Coney. Guess the creepy critics picked a favorite.
You know, I think the rats have spoken, though. They choose Lafayette as well.
2 years later, Lafayette wins again. Well, kind of. Rats again.
Oh, wow. That's sad. I really like the restaurant.
Man, they got the rats in here.
Another rat infestation, even though Sal, the face of the place, told our Charlie Langton this back then.
Never see a rat in here ever.
Never again.
Friday night, sign says they're closed for remodeling. I guess that's one way to put it.
It's cold outside and the rats want a warm place to stay. And they've been spending their time over at Coney Island, and that is unacceptable.
The city's chief public health officer, Denise Ferrazzo, says they got a tip. Actual rats inside the restaurant. Their inspectors went in Friday afternoon.
There was an abundance of rat pellets, and you know, we certainly can't quantify, but it was way too many to be open.
The Coney volunteered to close for now. They say they'll patch holes in the basement where the rats are getting in, the same place they got in last time. Angela, how long have you been coming to Lafayette?
Oh, ever since Coleman Young was mayor.
Angela Greer is a hot dog special kind of gal and a loyalist. Didn't even go next door when she was turned away at Lafayette. Will you go back?
I probably will. It's a hot dog, and I just love hot dogs.
You still want a Coney?
No, but I mean, twice now.
Yeah, the inspectors will go back early next week to see what progress has been made, to see if they can reopen. But I was told they are running out of chances.
Yeah, well, I know that there are still people who are diehard lovers of Lafayette, and they're never going to stop going.
Yeah, they bounced back last time.
Yeah.
All right, well, another tragedy involving a gun laying around a Detroit home.
Oh, a 4-year-old boy recovering in a hospital tonight after he apparently shot himself in the hand. It happened this afternoon on Detroit's west side at a home on Fullerton near Dexter. Officers say they found a couple handguns inside along with 2 adults who were there when the little boy got his hands on a gun. His mother just overcome with emotion.
Not sure which one, but definitely got a hold of one, and more likely than not accidentally shot himself.
Oh, she was crying. She was done. I walked over to her and caught her on the walk, and she came and collapsed in my arms and was crying. I said, Junior shot himself. I said, wow. So now I'm breaking down because, yeah, it was a tragedy.
We're told the young boy's in good condition. Fox 2 is working to find out if his mom will now face any charges related to Michigan's safe storage law.
She's not abridging your rights at all. What she's saying is, if you're going to own a gun, use common sense and lock it up.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer continuing to push for more gun protection. She signed 19 bills aimed at protecting students and boosting school safety. One bill will lead to students and their families receiving information on the safe storage law.
Not every parent is conscientious. Not every gun owner is conscientious. Not every kid is mature enough to understand that this isn't a toy.
Another piece of legislation ensures state police destroy all firearms turned in from gun buyback programs.
Well, it's been a long week. Whew, yeah, the colder it got. But we made it through this frigid one and hoping for some nicer weather.
Sounds like a little bit of relief. Meteorologist Stephanie Mead here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Temperatures, I think, in the 20s heading through tomorrow and Sunday. We just have to get past tonight because there are some wind chill factors that are just below 0 this evening. 11 in Pontiac, 10 in Howell right now. These are our air temperatures, so we are in the lower teens, and I think as we progressively get into the overnight, there are going to be a few spots that could possibly slip into the single digits. 3 below down at the Metro Airport, 1 Pontiac, Flint, and Howell. Feels like it's 11 below in Lapeer. So it is cold, and as we head through the day tomorrow, it's still going to remain kind of cold, but just not as brutal as what we saw earlier this week. So we're above zero in terms of wind chills. We're also well into the 20s too. We have a few snow showers out near Wisconsin, the UP. Now eventually we will see our chance of snow showers increasing through the day on Saturday too, but I think we're holding off until Saturday evening. Feel like temperatures too are going to get progressively better. I think a lot of us single digits waking up early Saturday morning, continuing to see those numbers climb as we head through the afternoon as well. Lows tonight will bottom out in the lower teens. Highs tomorrow top out pretty close to 30 degrees. We'll be at 29. Few evening snow showers possible, and there might be a few maybe stray flurries through the day, but nothing really too widespread until we head into Saturday night. Little breezy as well, so our feel like temperatures I think are going to be hanging out in the mid to upper teens through the day tomorrow. Now most of the day is mainly dry. We do have a lot of cloud cover through the day on Saturday too. It's really not until late Saturday, early Sunday where we see that wave of snow move in. With that, we could maybe see a few snow squalls. That's going to give us maybe a quick ½ inch to maybe an inch in spots. So roadways probably not going to be in the best shape tomorrow evening. And then by Sunday, we should see it clear out. Maybe a little bit of clearing and sunshine before the day is done, leading into a mainly clear Monday. Otherwise, nothing impressive in terms of snowfall accumulation like dusting to about a ½ inch, and in some cases there could be an isolated inch. Otherwise, by Sunday, temps in the upper 20s, not as cold. And then as we start off your work week next week, we start off kind of warm. Temps will be in the mid to lower 30s. Little windy. Then our next chance of some snow arrives late Monday into Tuesday. We kind of have that chance of flurries every day heading into next week with highs in the lower 30s, and then we'll be in the mid 30s to end off at next week.
We want to be very aggressive, proactive in anticipation of rain.
Southern California finally seeing rain in the forecast, which will help firefighters battle the wildfires. But it also brings the threat of mudslides. With pieces of the landscape stripped away and so much debris on the ground, any significant rainfall could mean more chaos. President Donald Trump witnessed the destruction firsthand today while talking to homeowners and local leaders.
I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away.
President Trump considers eliminating FEMA. He made the announcement today while visiting victims of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. So far, FEMA has provided more than $316 million in cash to the victims. The president says there's too much red tape involved to send that relief. He wants to put more responsibility on the state to distribute aid and funds.
Well, fears of ICE raids following new immigration orders from President Trump are already having an impact here in Detroit.
A nonprofit that tackles food insecurity had to suddenly cease operations this week. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards tells us why.
These last 24 hours have been really, really hard for me. I'm very compassionate about the work. I'm very passionate, about the work that I do. I know a lot of people rely on me.
Charmaine Neal loves giving back to her community. For the last 3.5 years, she's been giving away fresh produce to neighborhoods in Southwest Detroit and Hamtramck through her nonprofit, Hey Y'all Detroit.
Hey Y'all Detroit is like my love letter to Detroit. I credit Detroit for making me who I am. Just these last 6 months alone, we have sent out 25,000 pounds of fresh produce.
On average, she gives food to 260 families a month through either free food markets she hosts or through her delivery program. Neal says she gets the food from a farm in Texas. Then the owners of that farm delivered some devastating news on Thursday.
They personally came up here to tell me, the news about the farm closing and things like that. I'm so sorry. That just was some tough news.
Tough because she says food insecurity is prevalent in Detroit and some families simply won't eat.
It made me think about the children and the families that we have worked with here in Southwest and Hamtramck, and the realization that my babies who I love so much, like my own, I either won't see their parents again or they'll be without their parents.
Neal says she was told many of the farm workers, 68% of whom are immigrant or migrant, didn't show up to work due to fears of ICE raids and deportations.
That's a really hard pill to swallow. because there's nothing that I can do. I always have a solution for everything. Hey Y'all has gone through so much.
She says her heart breaks for them too. However, as sad as she feels, she's determined to prevail and get Hey Y'all up and running once again.
You deserve equality, you deserve good food, you deserve a good home to live in, and I'm ready to fight that fight again.
Now, she's already thought of some ways to fight, which include crowdfunding and crowdsourcing. But for right now, she set up a GoFundMe, and that's posted at fox2detroit.com. So if you would like to donate, a link and information is posted. Reporting here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance says he thought he was done voting in the Senate, but he delivered the tie-breaking vote tonight to confirm Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary. President Trump's embattled pick has been under fire for allegations of abusing his second wife, sexually assaulting a woman at a conference, and drinking on the job. He strongly denies those allegations. The Army National Guard veteran will now help lead the world's strongest military. And an update tonight in the stabbing of a Samaritas caseworker who was attacked outside his Orion Township home.
Late today, the Oakland County prosecutor's office announced charges against one of his clients who was arrested for the violent attack. Gul Ramadi, a 34-year-old living in Dearborn Heights, has been charged with 2 felonies, including assault with intent to murder. Both the victim and suspect are Afghan nationals. We're told initially Ramadi fled from the scene on Wednesday, but turned himself into Dearborn Heights PD later that day. Investigators tell us he also tried to stab another man who attempted to intervene. The motive in the attack remains unclear tonight. The victim's condition is said to be improving.